afternoon, guys. Today we are back with another problem, and today we will be discussing a very important problem, which is a sub-array range with given sum. So this problem is repeated in many of the interview questions, and this particular problem statement is a problem statement where you will be given an array, and that array will be divided into multiple sub-arrays, and the sub-array sum should be equal to a given target. It is kind of like the extended version of the two-sum problem. You know, we use a hash map approach to do the two-sum problem, where we take a target value and we have to add two values and match any two values from the array and check whether it becomes equals to that target. But over here the case is different. Here we have to return all possible combinations. We have to count all possible combinations such that the sum becomes equals to the target value. So before I start with this particular problem statement, make sure you guys like, share and subscribe to the channel. If you haven't seen my playlist on the Code with Arnab channel, make sure you guys go and check it out. Okay, so first, what we can see, to solve the problem of the counting number of subarrays whose sum equals a given target, we can use a hash map to store the cumulative sums. Okay, we have to store the cumulative sum, means we have to store the elements. So say for example we have 1, 2, 3 and 4. So we have to store the cumulative sum, means nothing but 1 plus 2 is 3, 3 plus 3 is 6, 6 plus 4 is 10. So in the end the sum will be containing the value as 10. So this is nothing but cumulative sum for my approach. Okay, after that what I will be doing, after that we have to check how many times it has occurred. Okay, iterate through the array, check if the sum value becomes equals to target. If it does, then increase the counter of the thing and check the difference between the sum and the target and update the counter. Okay, so that's all. We have to return the count of the subarrays. But to understand this particular problem statement, first I will show you the code, then I will go with the dry run so that you can easily grasp the concept of hash map and how we are using in this particular problem statement. So what we can see is we are taking an array and a target value. We are taking a hash map which will store keys and values. Okay, so over here what I can see, that sum, so the hash map, if the hash map looks like this, it will store the sum plus the count, sum plus the count. Okay, so this is nothing but my hash map. This is also an integer value, this is also an integer value. After that what it can see, that if the cumulative sum is equals to target, if the sum value is equals to target, say for example I will be given some values and there is a target, then only will increase the counter. After that what we have to check, that whether the difference between the sum and the target exists in the map. If the map already contains the difference, then we have to increase the counter. We have to increase that counter, right? We have to increase the counter, and finally we will update with the current count of that sum. Okay, so let me just explain you so that you guys can easily understand this particular problem statement. Okay, so what you guys can see is that I am having an array of 10, 2, minus 2, minus 20 and 10, and my target value is minus 10. Okay, my target value is minus 10. So initially I have to count with my, I have to iterate a loop, as you guys can see. So first I will draw a hash map over here. Okay, in order to visualize and make you guys understand how it is actually working. Otherwise everything will become boring. If I show you the code and I execute the code, it will not make any sense. Okay, so what I will do first is, first I can see, okay, I am at 10, right, and I have to count all possible such arrays. I have to count all possible such arrays whose sum becomes minus 10. Okay, so first let me write all possible such arrays. So if I try to think of all possible such sub arrays, I can write 10, 2 and minus 2. So if I do the addition of all these values, what I can see is I'm getting a count as 10. I'm getting a count as 10. Okay, similarly if I try to do something which gives me my target value, okay, which gives me my target value, and target value can be, we can take the absolute value as well. Let us take another example. Okay, let us take another example. If we have the target value as 10, if we have the target value as 10, so let me just check. Okay, if I take another value, say 2, okay, minus 2, minus 20 and 10, what I can get? I will get a target value of minus 10, which is again matching to this particular target value, okay, minus 10. So already I got two counts. I'm left with one more count. So if any possibility is there to get another count, yes, I can just take minus 20 plus 10, means the last two values. Then also I will get a minus 10, which is making the count. So the answer will be 3. Okay, the answer will be 3. So before solving this particular problem statement, let us just try to understand how this entire thing works. Okay, how this entire counting process works. So the dry run will be like a game changer for you guys, as you guys will be able to visualize each and every single thing. Okay, visualize each and every single thing. Okay, so now let us start with the counter as I equals to 0. When I is 0, the sum will be nothing but sum was initially what? 0. So sum is 0 plus the array of I, which is this value. So my sum will become 0 plus 10 equals to 10. And I have to check, okay, what is the condition I have to check? Whether this sum is equals to my target value. So first condition is sum equals to target. Minus 10 is equals to this 10. No. So what I will return? False. Now what I will check? The difference. Okay. I will check sum minus. I will check that difference is present in the hash map or not. Now the hash map is empty. So whatever I take, it will become false. So let us check the difference. My difference is nothing but 10. Okay. So I will take 10 minus of minus, because this is minus 10. Okay. I'm checking it. So what I will get? I will get a 20, and what I will get in the output? False. Means this is nothing is present in the hash map. So when I'm getting this, finally what I will do, I am going to put in the map the current occurrence of this sum, so I can write in the map 10, 1. Okay, so in the map I have written 10, 1, and currently my count is 0, because this minus 10 is not matched with this 10. Okay, so I can say my count is 0. Now let us increase the loop counter as 1. Okay, so initially my sum was 10. So now what element I am going to get? 2. So what I will do is 10 plus 2, I am getting a 12. Now I have to check whether 12 is equals to minus 10. No, it is not equals. That means it is again a false value. Now I have to check the sum minus target is present in the hash map or not. So what is my 12 minus of minus 10? I will get a 22. Is 22 present somewhere? No. So my answer will be false. So the count will be nothing but 12 is present one time. So I can put the value 12 in the hash map, which has an occurrence of once. Okay, and my count is still as 0. Now let us check for another value, I equals to 2. When I equals to 2, I am reaching at this position. That means I have to add this 12 plus the value present at that position, which is minus 2. So what I will get as 10. Now in this case, I am getting as 10. So is my 10 equals to minus 10? No. Again, it has a value as false. It has a value as false. Okay, understood guys? So after that, what I will check sum minus target check. Okay, so if I am supposed to do now, what will I do exactly? So you guys have to be understanding that I have this 10 minus of minus 10, this 10 minus target value. Okay, so I will get the value as 20. Now 20 as false, because 20 is present in the hash map or not? No, 20 is not present in the hash map. Only those values I will put which sum and keys. Okay, so what I can write like this: this 10 is repeating in nature. This 10 is repeating in nature. So what I will write, map में 10, 2, because this one has been already done, and again I am encountering a 10 which is already present. So I will update the counter over here and write it as 2. That means my key has changed now. Okay, and my counter is 0. Why the counter is still 0? Because the match has not been found. Now let's check for the third iteration. In the third iteration, what I can see is 10 is there. So 10 plus, in the third value we have a minus 20. Now you guys will see it gives a minus 10, which matches with the target value. So when it matches with the target value, that means my answer will be true. And after matching, I will again check the difference. So minus 10, what I will get? Minus 10 plus 10 as 0. Okay, and over here what I will be putting? I will be putting my value, okay, minus 10, which is a match. Minus 10 is a match right now. So I am going to put at 1. Okay, whenever something at matches, that means it is matching for the first term, matching for the first time. That means I'm going to update my counter value as 1. Okay, after that I'm going with the fourth iteration. In the fourth iteration, this value was minus 10, and I will be reaching over here. So minus 10 plus 10, if I do minus 10 plus 10, what I will get as 0. Is 0 matching with true value? Is 0 matching with minus 10? No, right? 0 does not match with minus 10. So what I will write this as false. Now I will do 0 of minus 10, which what I will get is a 10. Now is this 10 present in the map? Is this 10? Yes, 10 is already present in the map. Now increase the counter of 10 by 1. So what I will write over here, 10 is present and the counter as 2. 10 is already present and the counter as 2. Once we have reached the end, what I have to do is I have to write this command which says count equals to count which was initially there plus map dot get this last value, map dot get of 10. So count initially was nothing but my 1. There was only one match I have found till now, plus what are the other matches? How can I get that? Map dot get is 10. Okay, so map dot get 10 means having a current value of 3. Map dot get 10 is having a current value as 2. Sorry, map dot get 10 is being map dot get has a current value of 2. Okay, so if I put this 2 over here, I will get my count as 3, which is nothing but my output. That means there are 3 possible combinations in such that I can make this array possible equals to this particular target. I can get it done in O of n and space complexity of O of n using the HashMap approach. So this was the code, what you guys could see. Here I have checked the cumulative counter increase, and we have also checked whether the map contains the key, which is nothing but the difference. If it contains, we are going to increment it with the counter. And finally we are going to put the cumulative sum, which is nothing but we are going to put the cumulative sum which we are achieving. Every time we have to put the cumulative sum with their counting values, okay, with their values, number of occurrences. You can write over here number of occurrences, okay. There will be a +1 over here. So lastly we are going to return the count, okay, this count. So that was all about today's particular problem statement. If you guys could understand this problem statement, make sure you guys like, share and subscribe to the channel.